The underlying of that is what? That he's not accepted. He doesn't feel seen. His existence, who he is, the essence of his being, does not feel acknowledged and validated by his peers. Hello friends, my name is Benoit Kim, a UPenn educated licensed psychotherapist and your favorite yapper. Welcome to my detailed psychological analysis of Horimiya episode 3. Lots been happening, time's been flying by, seasons have blossoming with their romantic pursuit, and let's see what happens in today's episode. Remember, you matter, you are worthy. Sit back, and I hope you enjoy.
Hi. じゃあ2人1組になって手をつなぎましょう。ねえねえ、一緒にやろう。
Looks like with episode 3, we're starting with Izumi's past, his upbringing. I've been speculating a lot of clues about his negligence, his family-related trauma, and why he has such a low self-esteem despite being such a cool guy. And I feel like today's episode will go a little bit more into that, it seems.
宮村くんは一人？誰か宮村くんと一緒にやってくれる人。
Damn. So right there, that is such a big trauma for children. First of all, who here can relate? Some of the scariest, most social anxiety provoking situations in school is getting to be picked last. Getting picked last for a PE class, for any sports event, and also being picked for partners in a classroom is probably the trifecta, the trinity of massive fears of social anxiety in school, because it's all about popularity, it's all about friends, and nobody wanted to be perceived as lonely or alone. And looks like Izumi's flashback is around him being rejected, being name called, being labeled as weird, ew, no, and no one in his class willing to be his partner. The underlying of that is what? That he's not accepted. He doesn't feel seen. His existence, who he is, the essence of his being, does not feel acknowledged and validated by his peers. That's extremely detrimental and such a high level of stress for children. I mean, even adults. No one deals well with feeling like who they are is being rejected. That's why all of us have to put on so many different masks. And obviously children do not wear a mask yet because they should be as they are. The innocence, the purity, the imagination, the potential, the hopefulness. But from Izumi's face, we saw that he felt rejected. Oh, another one, huh? Izumi! Another massive one. They're like, oh, he's so gloomy. Because it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. That we feel, our core belief is that we are unlovable, we are unlikable, nobody likes us. We are not worthy. Some of the core beliefs based on CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy conceptualization. And because of that, see, reinforcing thoughts. See, in today's science lab, no one picked me again. I knew it. Here we go. No one likes me again. I knew it. I knew I was, or I am, unlovable. Creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. And the more we reinforce and perpetuate this pattern, we become gloomier, we exude more negativity, right? Other people feel like they don't want to hang out with us. They don't want to be part of our group. So you keep perpetuating, and that's what that means. But the second thing is another heartbreaking scene. All his classmates are like, oh, Izumi's being left alone again. Hey, someone take him. As if Izumi is a commodity. He's not an item for sale. He's not a thing. This isn't buy one, get one free BOGO deal package. He's a person, but he's being tossed around by different groups. And everyone's like, I guess, I don't want him. Man, super hurtful. Some hurtful flashback. School is hard. So this is a general blanket statement, but I used to have piercings, as I told you guys. I used to have a nose piercing. I had both my ears pierced, and obviously I have tattoos here, and I have another rib cage tattoo. So I'm also a big fan of, I call it a skin real estate, because our skin is a real estate, and piercing, tattoos, and so on. I had a lot of friends who are super into tattoos and piercing, and many of them said that They started piercing, they started getting into piercings and tattoos because of that pain. On the surface, it sounds very counterintuitive. Pain. Why would anyone gravitate towards pain? Why would anyone in their right minds voluntarily seek out the discomfort of pain? It's because just like what Izumi is portraying, it's that loneliness. They feel so hurt inside, they need to inflict some pain externally to release some of that tension, release some of that stress. And tattoos and piercings can be a very healthy coping and ways to channel our inner states, our stresses, but also our sense of self. And looks like, I remember Izumi said he got into self-piercing with a pin. I hope he did some self-infection, or I hope he did some disinfection, not opposite of self-infection before he pierced his ears. But the timing of him getting into piercings coincide with all this bullying, isolation, loneliness. And I feel like once he got his first piercing, he felt validated by himself. Again, his sense of self, his fashion statements. He's expressing who he is through piercings and tattoos, in addition to the pain he's seeking. Because when he feels those pain, just like so many of my friends and people who are into piercings and tattoos, when they feel those pain, they feel alive. They feel something. And that something is better than feeling nothing. Because nothingness is hopelessness that leads to suicide, that leads to loss of life, that leads to major depression and so on. So I think I speculated this even in earlier episodes, that his tattoos and piercings, culture behind that is probably related to his trauma and his upbringing.
あそこまで徹底して誰のこと？宮村だよ。宮村って誰？誰ってある意味堀さんもすごい。次の個展のレポ
Where has Hori been? Hori's been busy being a single, I guess, parentified from a single parent's household with her single mother, being an older sister, being a daughter, being a chef, being a cook, cleaning all around the houses. She's been too busy, forcibly grow up, forcibly mature, and to be parentified to truly notice who Miramuya is. But also, to Hori's credit, she's not gossiping, she's not talking behind someone's back. Because I think gossip, in my mind, is one of the most cowardly things to do. It's just, if we have nothing good to say, it's probably better to say nothing.
名簿順で組んでやれってさ。何してんの？
This is their first conversation.
あ、今なんか隠した？次のレポート一緒なんだってさ。
あ、そうですか。
堀だよ。クラスの人の名前ぐらい覚えてよ。
ごめん。さっきこ。
Yo, I was about to say, but didn't she also say Miramua? Who is that? Hori is projecting her own lack of knowledge and her own ignorance onto Izumi. But this is another callback and reference to the episode 2 when Hori tried all of her effort, everything she possibly can, including also using her mom to get Izumi, Miramuya's first name. So this is kind of like a callback. I guess she's come a long way from not even knowing the existence of Izumi to talking to him, trying to partner up for a class project, and to now obviously super intimate. But again, massive digital flowers and credits to Hori. There is no pretense, there is no judgments, there is no biases. She just didn't know who he was because she goes home right after school, so she's super busy, and obviously Izumi is kind of invisible in school because of the upbringing and trauma that the show's been revealing.
俺の名前覚えてなかったよな。
That's funny.
みんなあんたのこと暗いって言ってた。
そう。
だから話しかけたのに。なんだ。全然暗くないじゃない。
Aww. Ah, so this is where the threads of their fates have intertwined and interconnected for the first time. And this is, we call clinically what Hori's doing, externalizing or naming the symptom. And when you name the symptom, that symptom goes from invisible to visible, going from unknown and unspoken to spoken. In other words, when we name the symptom, whether it's anxiety, depression, hey, people say you're gloomy and weird, so I just want to talk to you. But you're totally normal. When you name that symptom, the pink elephant in the air, the thing that's not being acknowledged, you validate it. You're acknowledging it. You're putting it into the presence of whatever you guys are talking about. It's super, super therapeutic. Second, this is probably the first time Izumi felt unconditional acceptance and acknowledgement for being normal. And this is really amazing. And the only way to humanize one another is by having a conversation, having a dialogue, having a discourse. Talking to another person one-on-one like a human being is the only way to humanize one another. And this is the reason why the political climate and the political landscape in the United States and across the world, honestly, at large, has been burning down. The chasmic divide, the left and the right, Republican, Democrats, the red state, the blue state, whatever labels you want to use. More and more people are shying away from conversations. And by shying away from conversations for whatever different reasons, because there's many different reasons and factors, we stop to humanize one another. Because how do we humanize one another? By hearing each other's stories, by seeing and sharing this collective journey of life that comes with a lot of pain, trauma, sufferings, but also joy, gratitude, the good things, the beautiful things. So when we stop having conversation with one another, we stop and we cease to humanize one another. And there's more assumptions, more attack. We give each other less benefit of the doubt. We make more accusations, and you iterate that over time. This is the burning political landscape we have because we stopped having conversation with each other. And that's what Hori's demonstrating here. Beautiful, beautiful.
変な人、堀さん。
I guess they're a match made in heaven. All right.
宮村、俺も1組。すごくね？これすごくね？
あ
石川くんも1組で。あの2人って。
Ah. Oh.
堀さん、
なんで半泣きなのよ。
ひそひそされるんだもん。
男だろ。しっかりしろ。
そういえば川が聴きたがってた曲、昨日間違って消しちゃった。容量いっぱいになっちゃっていじってたら。
時々ふと思う。この輪の中で、俺はちゃんとできているんだろうか。
So we see Izumi touching his ears. What's his ears? The piercings. And what happens when he first pierces his ears with the pin, hair, whatever, a bobby pin, it bled. So him touching his earlobe represents bleeding, blood, injury, hurt. Other words, pain. He's reminiscing and he's being reminded of his loneliness and the pain that he carries because of his trauma, even though he's now part of the group. But he's not the most active, talkative person, as we've seen. So although he's now part of a community, part of a group, he doesn't fully feel like he's been integrated into that group. That's why he's touching his earlobe, aka the pain.
はい。じゃあ今日は4人1組でレポート。
Chemical reaction. Let's go. Ah, here we go. Okay, so his trauma and his flashback in the beginning of this episode must have been foreshadowing and a parallel process for this new group assignments and picking your partners. Oh, I feel you, Izumi. It's rough.
余ったの？
Yeah, got picked.
弁貸して。お前無駄にいっぱい持ってんだろ。
無駄とかね。そういうこと言う人。
Oh, they're coming automatically.
誰か資料書持ってきたら？
ああ、俺持ってる。
Oh, so wholesome.
堀がまとめたやつを下書きして。
紙足りる？
大丈夫じゃない？
Aww.
宮村、表まとめて。
Look at the delegation of work because Hori is an A student, as we've seen. I think she's like just barely below class presidents with the academic standing because Hori is a killer student. Despite all that pressure, responsibility, burdens of care for his little brother and all that, for her little brother and all that. The purple hair guy, he's like, hey, do we have enough paper? The other girl's like, yay, Hori's turning our draft into an outline. And Hori's now asking Izumi, you handle the chart. AKA, Hori's doing all the hard work and everyone else is just being there. Being carried by Hori. Hori, how's your back? How's your shoulders? Aren't they sore from carrying the team?
まだ使ってんだろ。
二人ともうっさい。
Yo, so Hori's the mom. You know, can anyone relate? At least in my friends group and almost every friends group out there, there's always a mom and a dad. It's not about the age. It's not even about the stages of life. It's just like their personality. And usually the mom or the dad in the friends group are usually parentified, usually the elders, but not always. But they're like givers. They're used to taking care of people. They like it. They're good at it. And it's part of their personality type. Hori is definitely that parent, that mom of the friends group. Hey, knock it off. Focus in the group. Focus in the chemical reaction. And we see Izumi being deep and almost lost in his thoughts. Rough day, huh? Man, he's having like a surreal out-of-body experience. He's there, but not really.
友達なのかなこれって
Oh, that's trauma.
友達でいいのかな
But are we friends? Are they cool with me being their friends? That's a trauma response.
あ、宮村いた。
石川くん
次の授業、数学から整形に変更だってよ。ああ、教科書持ってきたからな。急な変更やめてほしいよな。
Yeah.
そういやさ、
More about Hori? Or about the blossoming bromance?
でさ、宮村はどう思う？
What?
は？聞いてなかったのかよ。
So that's a very common portrayal of when we're so lost in our minds, we're not really being fully present. And when we're not being fully present, you're not as mindful. And when you're not as mindful, you miss out on opportunity to do active listening. Listening very actively versus most people, they have, even before the other person finished their thought, finished their sentence, finished what they wanted to say, majority of us are already planning and thinking about what to respond, what to say. Not for the sake of conversation and conversating, but to make sure I am heard. It's all about me, 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 me. Of course, Izumi is not doing that in a selfish sense. He's doing that because I think he's in survival mode. I think in a social setting or socially, I think he's perpetually surviving because of his social isolation, his loneliness, his lack of or his rejected sense of self, suspected negligence from his parents at the cake shop and so on. So that's why he wasn't really fully listening, not out of disrespect, but because he's very disconnected from the reality, because he's very much in his head. Racing thoughts, spiral thinking, a lot of anxiety, I could tell, and definitely depressive symptoms, definitely depression with Izumi as well. That's why he's very flat. He's not very emotional, a lot of flat affect, a lot of just unfluctuating, unemotional facial expressions. And that could be a symptom of depression.
石川くん俺のことどう思う
Oh, okay. He's also naming that symptom.
そういうことを素で聞くときはキモいと思う。俺と仲いいのが無条件でムカつく。はっきり物を言わないときはイライラする。行動変。あと人が良すぎ。危なく。
Oh.
ムカつく。そこ俺にそういうこと言わせるそこがムカつく調子が狂うっつ
That's a good friend.
俺のこと名字のくんづけで呼ぶのなんてお前くらいだし俺の方こそどう思われてんのか心配
Right there. He's the only one calls Tozu by his last name. And remember, in a Japanese culture, calling each other by last name, yes, it's a sign of respect. But more importantly, it's a sign of distance. It's a social distancing that Izumi feels between him and other people. That's why, are we really friends? Are they okay with me being their friends or being friends with me? It's as if Izu has a gun. It's not like Izumi is holding a gun against everyone's heads and he's like, hey, unless you're friends with me, I'm gonna shoot you in the head. No one's threatened to be friends with Izumi. So of course it's all voluntary, but because of Izumi's trauma that's being revealed, because of his depression, his low self-esteem, and all these insecurities, he calls Tozu by his last name. That's why Tozu is also saying that, hey, you're the only one calling me by my last name. I've always been curious about what your thoughts about me. But I really respect Tozu's honest feedback. They're not the nicest words, I guess, but you can hear the concerns, the consideration, the thoughtfulness, and just very honest. That was a very honest conversation. Oh, it's Toru, not Tozu.
呼んだだけだからもうは
Ah,
入ってから同級生のこと名前で呼ぶの初めてだなと思って。
お
aw.
前やっぱり変。
宮村変
Oh,
ごめん。
変だけど嫌いじゃねえ。お前は
aw.
ちょっと不器用なだけ。聞こえた
Yeah.
か泉。
First name basis. They made it. Oh, he's crying. Izumi's crying. Toru is the second person that acknowledged and accepted Izumi for who he is. Unconditional acceptance. I think that is the main theme and the core message of today's episode. Being accepted for who we really are. Being accepted unconditionally. And that's the thing. I knew Tozu was gonna say something nice. You are kind of weird, but that is okay. Everyone has their quirky side. I am super weird off when I'm not recording in my real life, right? Because you guys only see a few hours of me every week. And obviously I've shared a lot about myself, my backgrounds, who I am, and I'm obviously very real. Like this is who I am in real life versus on camera. But I'm not going to show all my weirdness and quirkiness with the world because privacy, you hear? But my wife, my family, they have access to my weirdness and vice versa. We all have those sides, the secret side that first bonded between Hori and Izumi, the secret sides of ourselves, our identities, our hobbies, our personalities. We reserve and we save those secret sides with special people. But here, Izumi, for the first time, was told that, hey, you're kind of weird, but that is okay. Because Hori didn't say Izumi was weird. So in a sense, what Tozu did is also kind of different than what Hori did. He first acknowledged and validated that, yes, you're kind of weird, but that is okay. It's not a bad thing. Whereas Hori just said that, hey, you're totally normal. So they're saying similar things. But I'd argue what Tozu said is even more impactful because he directly pierced and shattered the trauma, that sense of rejection. That was the flashback in the beginning of this episode. Does that make sense? He shattered the false belief. He shattered the core belief for Izumi that, hey, you're kind of weird, but that's not a bad thing. That's okay. I still accept you for who you are. Beautiful, beautiful scene. Super beautiful.
自分に
Aww.
そう言ってあげたい。
You can tell yourself now. It's never too late.
切実に言おう。デコピンは
Whoa.
たでしょどう
ちょっと友情を確かめに
何それ引くわ
Affirming our friendship.
いった
Aw. I mean, they were affirming their friendship. They deepened their friendship.
石川君
Aw.
おはよう。石川君が面白いって言っ
I bet that was the first time that Izumi said hi first. That's why I think, Tozu was like, or Toru? I keep confusing his names, guys. I'm still covering for my colds. Give me a break here. But I think Toru was kind of stunned because he's like, whoa, you're saying hi. The deep talk they had yesterday was amazing. I would say it's almost revolutionary, truly, and transformative for Izumi.
どのコーナーだ
俺はね
てっきり名前で呼び合うようになったのかとばかり。
あれ聞いてる
Oh, okay. It's because he stunts about him still calling him by his last name.
まだもう学校行くのああゆうなちゃんと待ち合わせしてるから
Who's Yuna? Sota's new girlfriend? Elementary romance?
小学校に上がってからソータがやたら早起きに教室まだ誰もいないってのここいい
Oh, it's the pink hair girl, president's
紹介
girlfriend.
ある人間違えて早く来すぎちゃった
Aw.
宮村くんってかっこいいねそう
What?
堀さんは宮村くんの彼女
That was unexpected. What is going on?
違うんだじゃあレミ宮村くんもらっていいはもら
Hold on. The student council president broke up with his girlfriends? Was that over the budget report incident from last episode? Huh. Okay. Interesting.
だって付き合ってないんでしょ
That was
だから
unexpected.
宮村くんとレミが仲良くするのは堀さんには関係ないことだよねそれはもうじゃあレミ
Dun, dun, dun.
宮村くんもらったダメ
Oh! She said it.
あげない
Ooh!
堀さんと宮村くんは
This is getting
ただの
juicy.
友達なんでしょ
宮村はあげない
もらうのあげない
Yo, this is hilarious. Another parallel process. In the beginning of the episode, we saw the trauma of Izumi to be tossed around like an item in a class because nobody wanted to take him on as a partner for group projects. Now, in the second half of episode, unknown to Izumi, he's being tossed around like an item between the pink hair girl and Hori. I'm gonna have him. No, I'm not giving him to you. But you say you're not dating. I don't care. He's mine. No, he's mine. Yo, he's first main theme of this episode, the power of unconditional acceptance. The second, jealousy is a scary thing. That's true. That's technically
宮村は私のだもんあげないから絶対
Zetai. Wow.
食堂やってるかな
Yo.
じゃあね
Bro, take your juice. Take your juice box. Hold on. Is this the episode where Hori's gonna profess her love officially and start dating Izumi? No. I think Izumi is still at least a couple episodes away because I know there's a lot of time and seasons happening in each episode. But from clinical perspective, I feel like Izumi is still, at least a few episodes away until his sense of self becomes solidified, until he shows himself self-love, self-acceptance, and self-compassion. Because other people can accept you as much as they want is very helpful, sure. But nothing will replace that void. Nothing will fill that void of emptiness and our own lack of sense of self. So I think for Izumi to accept Hori's love, even if Hori musters the courage to profess it, I think Izumi still has to do a lot of work on himself before I think they could still dating. Because, insecurities, low self-esteem, self-rejection of self, all that will manifest and impact relationship. If you know, you know.
そうか宮村は誰のものでもないでしょ
I support you, Hori. Claim him. Take him home. Aww. What a classic setup. The first half of episode was about Izumi not being able to pay attention and focus in class. And now the second episode is about Hori not being able to pay attention and focus in class because of each other.
やっぱりというかなんというかそうだまた脱ぎ散らかして遊びに行ったわね
Jeez. Oh, it's tiresome.
今日もいないの
帰ってすぐにサッカーしに行ったのよきっと
元気な証拠じゃない。堀さんはブルーベリー食べられないんだよね。
うん
He already knows her so
小学校
well.
に通い始めてから二人きりの時間が増えたこの前のさフルーツタルト美味しかったよ
え、本当？
Dude, this is exciting even without Sota. Because remember, Sota was the bridge of Izumi coming over because Sota had attachments with the big brother and so on. But now even without Sota's presence, because he started grade school, the quality time, the intimacy, if anything, have only increased. Man, is Hori gonna profess her love here?
実
Too
は俺
soon?
が作らせてもらってさ。
すごいじゃん。たまに会話が途切れる。
Oh shit. Oh, scare me. Dude, Japanese scary movies are scary, man.
いや CG をやらせ
Oh,
よ。
I don't know why that jumped me.
自分が怖いからってあれでしょ。
宮村。
Hilarious.
ママ今日も遅くなるのか。
Ah, working.
恥ずかしい。
停電？
堀さん、ブレーカーどこ？
大丈夫よ。
This is the worst timing during a scary movie after a jump scare. The power goes out. I'm praying. I am lighting up all my candles and praying to Jesus, dude. I am praying extra hard.
ほら、すぐつ。
All right, that was pretty fast. That's funny.
しかもまた心霊特集？って何枚あんの？
今とりあえず3枚見て、ソータが帰ってきたら残り2枚。
49? Yo, if each movie is like an hour and a half, 5 movies, bro, that is like 8 hours. Did I do that math right? Yeah, 8 hours, 8.5 hours. Man.
本当だ。吉川さんの言う通り、反ってる。
え？
指。
ああ。ゆき手ちっちゃい。えい。何？いきなり掴まれるとドキッとしない？そう？ねえ、ゆきの手見てみて。小さいの。
堀の手も小せえんじゃね？
男子と比べてどうすんのよ。
Oh, I'm dead.
俺の手が空いてる。断る。
あ、堀の指反ってる。人差し指だけ？昔からね。骨折したとか？生まれつき。
中どうなってるんだろう。
Are they gonna hold hands?
さあ、レントゲンでも取らないと。
Are they gonna have like this classic K-drama moment like, oh, whoopsie?
あんな。宮村手白いな。
堀さん、それペンダコ？
変なの。宮村の方が大きい。
They're doing it.
でしょ。
The classic
なんか
the
小さい
classic
気が
move.
してたから。
Like accidental hand grab. Ooh.
好きだ。宮村の手がいいなと思って。
Wait, hold on. Did she say I like you or I love you? Yo, that's a different ballpark. Whoa, I got goosebumps.
そう。
I love your
な
hands.
って思って。
堀さんと違ってペンの持ち方いいからペンダコもないしね。
うるさいわよ。
Oh, I was so close.
そっか。俺も好きだよ。
そう。
Okay. Oh shit, they're still holding. They were holding hands this entire time? Yo, what's happening, y'all? I guess I was wrong. Wow.
お兄ちゃん何してんの？
Dude, look at another goosebumps. Look at this wholesome, such a homey scene. Sota coming back home from school. Mama Hori's doing dishes, preparing for dinner. Papa Izumi is, I don't know, on the couch doing guy stuff, putting away DVDs. And Sota's like, oh, hey, what's for dinner? You know, just saying hi. She's like, I feel like the scene right here, the pause scene, is everything that Hori didn't have growing up in a single mother household. She's always busy. As I suspected, she's probably a pushover at work because she's too nice, because Hori's also a pushover because she's also too nice. But I feel like Hori never had this experience like Sota, coming home to both parents at home, feeling of a home, homey vibe. And I'm sure Izumi also never had this experience, coming home to both parents, affirmations, love. Hey, how was school? Hey, teacher, wash your hands yet? How was soccer? Just such a simple, yet profoundly deep and moving scene.
間違って
Oh, this is
中身と
amazing.
ケースバラバラにしたのを直してるんだよ。
Told you, doing bad things, fixing shit.
宮村も食べてくでしょ。
あ
Of course.
いいの？
じゃあソータと一緒に手洗ってきて。
はーい。
Aww. And Hori doing a mom thing, yelling at her husband, yelling at dad, yelling at the son. Hey, go wash your hands. Help out. Clean up. Get ready for dinner. You see this? This is what the nuclear family, nucleus, the most intimate family system. What this could have been for Izumi and Hori, but they did not. But now they're creating this para-family, para-familiar dynamic and vibe for Sota. Oh, look at that. Like father, like son. Like brother, like brother. Yeah, dude, Izumi, how dare you wash your hand, bro? You should have... That hands, the hand that touched Hori's hands, the hand that held her hands, that's probably the most action your hands got in forever. You should have kept your hands unwashed for like a month.
この前
To forever remember that moment.
宮村くんあげないって言われちゃった。冗談で言ったつもりなのにね。もう怖かったな、堀さん。
Oh, Taurus. Oh, he heard this. No, he's also. Oh, my God.
おはようって。
おはよ
何どうしたのその顔。
What happened?
う。殴られた。ちょっと喧嘩して。
はあ？喧嘩って誰に？
Izumi, you can't just drop that casually. What?
石川くん。
トール？バカでアホだけど、まさかあ
Oh,
いつが友達に手をあげ
interesting.
るなんて。
あのね。
あ、石川おはよう。
Oh, no.
どうしたんそれ。
トール！
おう、おはよ
Izumi won the fight. Yo, Izumi won the fight? It's wild.
無理やったわけか。
いや、殴り合ったっていうか、俺一発以外全部避けたから、石川くんボッコボコっていうか。
Yo, I just envisioned Izumi like boxing dodging, like, huh, huh, not today. Da, 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 da. Wow, he's a fighter, huh? Also, my prediction is that I think Toru, I think probably had a fight and fought Izumi because he was advocating for Hori. Is like, hey, man up, be a man and ask her out already. Stop letting her defend you. Stop letting her get mad. Just man up, Izumi, and ask her out. I think that's the reason why they got into a fight.
でもあんたたちが喧嘩するなんて信じられないわ。
Dude, Izumi's strong.
トールは勝ったの？
Look at the face.
何見てんのよ。
Obviously, Izumi won. Yo, that hurts 2 level. Yes, he lost the physical fight, which sounds like he started. Second, he also lost the fight of love. So he lost in every level against Izumi for Hori. Oh, man.
He's already dead.
But he's a great friend. I can tell he's a great friend.
う。分かってるよ。聞いてよ、マジで。
聞いてるよ。大丈夫だよ。
俺は宮村が好きだ。
This is what happens?
前にも言ったね。でもそれはないよ。石川くんの想像で。
違う。実際、堀がお前にそういうこと言ってきたら、お前はなんて答えるわけ？
That's a great question.
なんでそう言い切っちまうんだよ。
Trauma, rejection, hurts. All that is unprocessed trauma. And him rejecting himself. He's like, I am unworthy of being loved. So there's no way Hori likes me more than just a friend. Despite them holding hands. Or I'm guessing this is what happens. This happened after, right? I'm sure after they held hands.
そうでもしないと石川くんまた聞くでしょ。
まあ、
どこにそう思う要素があるのか。
Bro,
逆に
come on,
聞きたいし
Izumi.
それ
I call this Izumi has so much work left to do before he can actually accept Hori's affection. Because he doesn't love himself. He's struggling with self-love, self-acceptance, self-grace. out of his depression and trauma.
石川君なりに何か思うところがあるのかもしれないけど、堀さんの気持ちも確かめないでそんなこと。びっくりさせる。何それ。あ、ごめん。
Oh. Yo, Izumi's a beast.
正当防衛？いや、多少のイラつきもあったわ。
正直に言うなよ、余計怖えだろうが。
Yo, the biggest reason why Izumi did beat Toru to a pulp, using his words, aside from self-defense, people like Izumi, people who's overly nice, usually a pushover, who can't really speak up for themselves, a lot of family trauma, parental negligence, insecure attachment styles, low insecurity, self-esteem, things like that. Usually, obviously, everyone's different, case by case, always. But, you know, general blanket statement, a lot of people like Izumi, they have so much pent-up anger, pent-up frustrations, suppressed and repressed emotions, that a lot of those repressed and pent-up feelings can turn into aggression and anger. That's why a lot of depressed people, we always assess for two things: danger to self and danger to others. Clinically, we call that suicidal ideation, which is the thoughts of suicide, and two, homicidal ideation. Homicide, urge to hurt and even kill other people out of that aggression. Because with depression, there's also anger, there's sadness, there's powerlessness, feeling of helpless. There's nothing I can do to fix my situation. So maybe I'll do something radical, super severe. Why do you think all those mass shootings in the United States are happening? Anger, loneliness, isolation, judgments, low insecurities, lack of self-acceptance. Those five are the common ingredients and common traits among every single mass shooters, who are usually white males. Because of the things are changing, society is changing really fast. Many of them, they feel rejected, unaccepted, similar to Izumi. Of course, Izumi is not that extreme of an example, but the point is Izumi was beating him up because of all that pent up emotions and those suppressed, unprocessed emotions. If not processed, if he doesn't seek help, eventually can turn into aggressions and danger for other people. Aw, see, great friends. Aw, so wholesome. Hashtag bromance. Aw, he's honest. That's true. Guys can. That's true. Oh, okay. So I think Izumi went back on the rooftop to hash it out and talk it out with Toru. And I'm guessing both of them are going to apologize to each other. And I guarantee their friendships are going to deepen. And yeah, obviously things have brought them closer. But I think it's going to continue to deepen the relationships. And I really think Toru is going to help Izumi to slowly come out of his shell, give him affirmations, give him that friendship, give him that external boost. But like I said earlier, at the end of the day, we ourselves have to fill in that void, because nothing external, nothing outside can ever fill in the void of what's in the inside. External stuff cannot fill the void, the internal void. Full stop. As always, appreciate for tuning in. I know this isn't on YouTube yet, but still, make sure you smash that thumbs up, comment with your thoughts. And very excited to share this series with everyone after we finish it with Yappers, since this is an exclusive series for now. As always, I love this show. I love this episode. Super wholesome. A lot of deep messages. And I hope you accept yourself for who you are. Be a little bit kinder to yourself and accept the good, the bad, and the ugly. And remember, you matter. You are worthy. Till next time. Peace.